being 2 new shares for every 11 shares, thereby increasing the issued share capital of the company from 2,691,275,527 naira 50 kobo to 3,180,598,350 naira 50 kobo by issuing 978,645,646 ordinary shares of 50 kobo each to shareholders who are on the register of members as at 19th June 2020. Will somebody please rise and propose the motion?
I rise to propose the motion. Williams Adebayo.
Thank you very much, sir. Will somebody please rise to second the motion?
I, Prince Adebayo Yuga, I rise to second the motion.
Okay, thank you very much, Prince. This is our 50th AGM. Our company, as you know, has been in Nigeria for longer than 65 years. And this AGM, for us, is a very, very important AGM. It preludes our recapitalization efforts. As you know, the whole industry is in the process of recapitalization. And so this has provided us an opportunity to talk to our shareholders, not just review what we did last year, but also to prepare their minds for recapitalization and also to share with them our thoughts about how the company goes forward. So for us, it's been a very, very successful AGM. And as I'm sure you know, when you look at our numbers, we grew faster than the rest of the industry in 2019. Our hope is that we can continue that in the years ahead. It is to continue to delight our shareholders. And of course, as you heard some of the shareholders say, the fact that notwithstanding how the general environment is, we have been able this year to declare bonus shares 2 for 11. Our hope is that by the time we are done with recapitalization, when we reconvene next year, not only will our performance be stellar, but we believe that our shareholders will have great cause to smile.
In spite of the pandemic, your shareholders today are happy with your performance during the period under review. Despite the fact that you are not giving us dividends, but I can assure you that the bonus of 2 to 11 is a good thing to smile to the bank, because if you have that, you can be able to sell it and make good money, realizing that your company, like a good subsidiary of the New India Insurance, has what it takes to continue to go on as a going concern. We are delighted about this bonus.
Prestige is well set. As you know, Prestige is continuing under one management for last 68 years, and we are a good company in this country, operating since 1952. We have continuously making profit and giving dividends. We are poised for the recapitalization. We are sure that in next few months our recapitalization exercise will be over. And right now we are focusing more on retail and agriculture, though the emphasis is still continuing on the traditional business like fire, engineering, burglary and all. But our main emphasis is, in order to grow and expand the business, the emphasis should be on the retail, rural and agriculture, and that's what the expectation of the shareholders, and we are trying to meet it up. As far as the personal agenda is, we are thinking to make it a company which beyond the mindset of Indian company. This is a company registered in Nigeria, and it should serve, it is serving to the people of Nigeria, and it should be branded as, and give the policy benefits to the Nigerian people. That's why that's why we are going for retail and agriculture and rural business. And our motto is, immediately after the recapitalization, we should grow in such a way that we should be within the 5 top general insurance companies of Nigeria. That is the motto, and we are working on that.
With the vision to provide world-class quality communication gadgets, lightings, electrical appliances and accessories, including CCTV gadgets, to meet the needs of numerous customers worldwide, Fidani Investment Limited, despite the global challenges, continue to break new ground while stamping its authority in the segment of the communication industry. No wonder the company, in moving forward, recently unveiled its comedian Apollo as its brand ambassador. The brand ambassador signing ceremony, which started with opening prayer, had in attendance the management of Fidani Investment Limited, led by the managing director, Mr. Stephen Chinemelem, who in his welcome address showed his appreciation to the entire team and the guests, especially Mr. Apollo.
Praise the Lord. Hallelujah. Let me also stand on the existing protocol to say very big welcome to all our guests, starting from our barrister that is here, our consultant, and our management team, Fidani Investment Limited. I want to say very big welcome to all of you in the name of Jesus. Amen. I want to thank you for honoring this invitation, and I'm believing God that in a little moment we round up everything we are doing and everybody will go home. And I say, may you be with us for this little moment. As you do so, may God bless you in Jesus' name. Amen. Thank you.
Then came the reason for the gathering and the introduction of the brand ambassador, which was then followed up with the signing of the agreement by all parties concerned.
We are gathered here this afternoon for something we have considered crucial and very important as far as this organization is concerned. I think let me lay a little background of what we are doing. The company Fedan Investment Limited was incorporated in the year 1994, 8th of November precisely. And ever then we have been in business, doing so many things. And now we are dealing in mobile phone accessories and are carefully being guided by our mission statement, providing world-class accessories, mobile phone accessories, and lightings and electrical gadgets. We are providing these gadgets to our people, and we are being guided also by our core values, which has to do with quality, validity. We are not missing words about quality, and we are providing good services to people around us and outside here. And to help us move further than where we are, we tend to employ people. They say that if you want to establish something that will subsist you or stay after you, you plant people. Today we are gathered here to plant an individual who will think that will carry our name beyond where we are. Hence this meeting today, where we have come to sign an agreement with the brand ambassador of this company. Ladies and gentlemen, I do not think there is any reason to make much ado. What we are here gathered today is to sign an agreement between Fedan Investment Limited and our brand ambassador, Mr. Agoro, as everybody know him. Put your hands together for him.
Speaking after the signing ceremony, which officially make him the Fedan Investment Brand Ambassador, the highly excited Aporo, while introducing the various products from the company, had this to say about the company and the brands.
With God's grace on my side, we are taking the brand to another level. Just watch out, and we'll see the changes. So thank you so much. I'm so happy for being part of this family. Thank you so much.
The ceremony was rounded off with the closing remark by the Deputy Managing Director of Fedan Investment Limited.
To all of you that honor our invitation for this special event, on behalf of the company, I thank our brand ambassador who accepted our proposal to be in line with the family to move the company forward. We also thank our numerous staffs for their cooperation to making this event possible. We thank our GMs, our Honorable Barrister. Above all, we thank the man that in Bible they say that he always a leader. So our CEO who authorized these events to move forward, we thank and I appreciate his effort for doing his best to make Fedan Investment Limited to be one of the best in Africa, not even in Nigeria. So once again, I say thank you on my behalf, Deputy Managing Director. I'm so glad by the special grace of God this will never be the end of the contract.
Amen.
Thank you once again.
We understand that quality products cannot die. Though it will take time, but when people begin to understand the gain in quality and the gain they will get from what we produce, because when you buy one thing and use it for 5 years, and somebody that buy fake, now within that 5 years has bought thousands of such things. When you balance the equation, you find out that the other one is a loser, and you are a gainer. So we are trying our possible best to make sure that we give Nigeria and Africa what they want, and the quality that quantify their money. You understand? Because one thing is this: when you get value for what you paid for, you will come again. Do you understand? Well, we want to break that belief and edge in Nigeria that Africans don't produce good items. We want to tell the people that in Africa, in Nigeria, there are still companies that believe to give the people what they want, the quality we have.
The brand saw something in me, that's why they came for me. And I'm so happy being the one. So we're going to do our best by pushing the brand to the next level, do our major work that we need to do, and that's it for now.
I would like to, at this point in time, start very quickly to call on our speakers to talk along the line of this navigating COVID-19 leadership lessons that we can take away from this crisis and move forward to build enterprises, governments, businesses, and even our planet. Thank you again, our speakers. And let me start with Mr. Scott, who is actually joining us all the way from California in the United States of America to lend his voice to this conversation and provide some solutions for leaders. Mr. Scott, I'd like to thank you very much, and would like to start with you.
It's always hard to talk about something when you're not there. There's always an abstract quality to it. Quite literally, what is going on, not only with the disease itself, but with the community, with the response to it. So I'm I don't know, fortunately or unfortunately, forced to be a bit abstract because I'm not in there with you experiencing it. I'm experiencing it here in New York or in California. But I'd like to start with an image. And it's an image that comes out of change process theory that excites me a lot, which is we often turn to, when we're talking about change, we often talk about the difference between thinking outside of the box as good and staying in the normal or staying with inside the box as bad. Thinking inside the box isn't a productive quality. I'd like to challenge that to start within my own work. I don't believe that most organizations, most governments, and most individuals are actually capable of or designed in a way to think outside the box. I think what we actually do is think inside the box. And so if you think of the box for a second as this container, as this structure, and that box could be a business, that box could be a social construct, that box could be governmental mandates. It almost doesn't matter. But the question that I want to pose is, if you think of containers and all the elements we live in as inside the box, the question that we have to raise is, how do we change the box? How do we make the box more malleable? How do we open it up? Rather than forgetting boxes or forgetting containers and forgetting structures, the question that I'd like to keep posing is, how do we change it from within, rather than thinking that the responsibility is just to forego it.
Now, let me just go to Mazi Sam Ohabuwa, who is the current president of Pharmaceutical Society of Nigeria.
Thank you, Stevenson, and thank you, Scott, for that brilliant opener. I'm sure all of us know that companies, institutions, communities, and nations arise and fall on the shoulders of leadership. What is central to managing any crisis, anything, is the quality of leadership. And for me, that is the central piece of what we're going to discuss. And I'd like to take you and say, let's look at countries that were perhaps in the same category, in the same developmental status, maybe in the late 60s. Where are they now? Today you have some classifications. You have the Asian tigers, Hong Kong, Singapore, South Korea, and Taiwan. Then you have the BRICS: Brazil, Russia, India, China, South Africa. These countries, along with the ones we call the MINTs, Mexico, Indonesia, Nigeria, Turkey, were all at the same developmental stage in the 60s. But they have changed. Each is at a different level. You have the Asian tigers that have become first world.